In this episode, we are talking all about pricing, my favorite topic, and specifically, we're talking about the different stages of pricing in your business and why not everyone needs to be going after a 10K sale right now in their business. So if you are taking money for your pet photography, if you want to be taking money for your pet photography, if you're building that business or if you're scaling that business, it doesn't matter where you are going to want to listen to this episode. Stay tuned. All right, everybody, welcome back to the Hair of the Dog podcast. I'm your host, Nicole Begley, and today we are talking all about pricing. And it's also a solo podcast, which, to be honest, when I started this almost 2 years ago, we're almost at episode number 200. I thought that I'd do a lot of solo episodes, but turns out I actually really love the interviews, and the solo episodes can sometimes be hard for me to do on my own. However, for this particular topic, I am really passionate and I am ready to just go all in on this. And quite frankly, there might be a couple things in here that might seem a little blasphemous from what you have heard from other educators in the past. And I thought it was really, really important to have this episode because here's what happened. Recently, one of our students at the Progress Lab, which is a new business workshop that I teach with Heather Lotnan, we're having another one in October here in North Carolina. Just go head over to hairofthedogacademy.com/progress if you want to jump on the wait list. But anyway, I digress. We were talking about pricing, and I was helping this photographer finalize and update some of her pricing and do some tweaks to make it more profitable and get to the goals that she wanted. And her goals were like a $2,000 to $3,000 session average. And so we were talking about it, and I was like, it is okay to have this higher level package at $3,000 that includes the digitals and basically is like all of the things. So yes, when a client purchases that, they're likely not going to add on anymore. So that is going to be capping your sale. However, are you still happy to get a whole bunch of $3,000 sales? Yes? Then yes, this pricing works really, really great. And she was like, really? I thought that I had to be going for these higher sales all the time because we have had some guests on the podcast and in the academy talking about that. And it is a great strategy for certain people at certain points in their business. But not every single pet photographer needs to be going for that super high-end, super luxe, going for the 10K sales. Not yet, at least. So I wanted to record this podcast to kind of break down the three different kind of phases in our business and the three different types of pricing, the three different types of businesses that we usually have, and when it's okay and when it's not okay to be in these different areas. Spoiler alert, there's no pet photography police. I'm not going to come arrest you. I'm not going to come out you. It is truly when it's okay for you. So we're going to talk about when you know what you need to do with your business because it's your business. You're building this business by your design based on what you want this business to do to support the life that you want to live. So don't let anyone tell you how you should or shouldn't charge in your business. No, of course. I am here to help give you some ideas. I am here to help give you best practices. Maybe something's not working. Maybe you want to do something else. You can't figure out how to get there. Yes, of course we can help you do that. But I don't ever want you to hear someone say, this is how you have to price, and you to feel like you can't price in this other way if that's the way you want to price right now for your business. So we're going to talk about the pros and cons of each level and what you might want to be considering at those different levels and when you know that like this is not the right level for me anymore. So before we dive into that, I do want to kind of put my flag into the ground, stake a claim to my thought that having consistent $2,000 to $3,000 sales is still the quickest way to build your six-figure pet photography business. I will fight for that fact all day, every day, because it is just true. If you are going low cost, all inclusive, man, you are going to be way burnt out before you hit that 100K mark. And if you're just coming out of the gate going for 10K sales without building up to that in your business, well, I think it's going to be really hard to find enough clients to get to that right out of the gate. Of course, you can build to that. Of course, I want you guys all to be having regular 10K sales. This podcast is about talking about these 3 different levels when it's right for you. And for 99% of us, having those consistent $2,000 to $3,000 sales is going to be the quickest way to get you to that elusive 6-figure pet photography business. So what are these 3 levels, Nicole? All right, let's talk about those. Calm down. The 3 levels are the all-inclusive low cost, the shoot and burn type things. Holy cow, I can hear you guys yelling at me already, Nicole. I thought we should never do that. Okay, never is a strong word. I'm going to tell you the times that I think that it is helpful for you and the times that I think it is not. So we're going to dive into that. Then we're going to talk about those 2 to 3K consistent sales. Like I said, that is the best way to get to 100K in my opinion. And then we'll also talk about those super high-end, super luxe experiences where you're going for those 5-figure sales and what that could look like in your business. Okay, but there are a couple things that we just need to know because it is foundational for pricing photography at any niche, at any level, at any time. And that is you need to know your costs, you need to know your goals, you need to know the market, and you need to believe in your pricing. This is the biggest piece. You need to believe in what you're offering and that it is worth it. You need to believe that you are worth offering this service at this price point because if you don't, all the marketing in the world is still going to make it difficult for you to book as many clients as you wish because you have this massive energetic block in the way. And when you don't fully believe in your worth and value on the market for people to purchase, for people to give you money at the different price points, it just will not work to get that consistent marketing, to get those consistent clients in the door. So we need to believe in our worth and our value, which we have a gazillion, okay, maybe not a gazillion, because there's only 200 podcast episodes, but we have quite a few episodes on here, Heather and I talking about how to believe in yourself more, how to get out of that imposter syndrome. You just go back and look through any of the episodes with myself and Heather. If you want more support in that area, that is one of the things that our Elevate program does extremely well. www.hairofthedogacademy.com/elevate. Heather runs that program, and the change in belief and mindset that I have seen on the photographers that go through that program, which directly relates to the increase in revenue in their business, is mind-blowing. It's just fantastic. So definitely check that out. Just want to let you know these are kind of the important things here. And then as far as determining your cost of doing business, what your cost of goods sold are, what you should be pricing different things at, we have so many trainings on that inside the Academy. We have a newly updated pricing module that is so beefy and gives you all of the support that you need there, as well as support in the Academy community. So if you are at that point and you're like, man, I've been just like struggling through this pricing, come join the Academy. We can help you. We are here to help you with that. So anyway, let's dive into, though, these 3 different stages of our business and who it's right for, different ones. So let's start with the stage 1, the all-inclusive low cost. I know. Well, I hear you guys. But listen, hear me out. If you are just putting your business together, if you have not had any clients yet, if you are feeling like, oh my gosh, are people actually going to pay me for doing something that I love? It is okay to offer a session for a few $100s and throw in some digital files. It's okay. We're not here to shame you. It's not, you're not destroying the whole industry as so many people like to think. You are just getting your business off the ground, getting started, getting comfortable taking money. Here's the thing. You can't stay there for a long time because it is absolutely impossible to be profitable with that type of service if you are doing a full hour and a half session plus, then you're editing all those images, you're giving them to the client. You're looking at usually 8 hours at least, probably more because you're newer, so your editing is going to take longer of time for each session. So then you're breaking that down hourly, plus the cost of doing business. You're paying your clients almost at that price point. So you don't want to stay there. But it is okay to be there if you need to build up the confidence of charging for your work. If you are just, you don't have a website yet and maybe you just need to get portfolio sessions. Yeah, offer a session for $100. You don't have to do portfolio sessions for free. Offer, small low cost sessions. Gift the digital files included in that, and then you're getting paid to build your portfolio. There is nothing wrong with that. I'm just warning you that you might get, I don't know what the right word is here, but you might be a little misled feeling like that is profitable enough to run your business, because it happened to me too. When I started my business, I was like, oh man, if I charge $175 for a session, that's more than I made in a whole day of my day job. Like, oh my God, I'm just going to be rolling in the cash because there's no costs associated with that because it's just digital files or a CD way back in 2010. But turns out it's not the case. You have insurance, you have education, you have camera gear, you have subscriptions, you have new computers every few years. Like, it's expensive to run a business, and we deserve to be paid for our time. We are artists that deserve to get paid. Just because you like it doesn't mean that you can't get paid for it. So anyway, I'll get off that little bit of a soapbox. Moral of the story is, it is okay when you're starting out or when you need to get practice receiving money for doing something that you love. It's okay to be there. You just don't want to stay there long term. And you also just want to go into it knowing that this is not a profitable way to run your business long term, even if you're doing it part-time. The most profitable way, or in my opinion, the fastest way to get to 6 figures in your business is to move into a more boutique model where you are selling products, you're doing some kind of live sales generally, and you are having consistent 2 to 3K sales. If you're having $3,000 sales average, that's like 33 to 34 clients a year that's going to give you $100,000 in revenue. That's doable in any market, guys. If you're in a small market, how far away is a larger city? Within an hour? Like, you can market to that larger city for sure. If you're in a smaller market, that, the kind of the litmus test for, is my market able to support this, is, can you find within an hour of your home a luxury car dealership or two? Or a Ruth's Chris high-end steakhouse, like high-end restaurant? Yes? Great. There's disposable income in your market. Is there a hospital near you? Great. There are doctors. Are there lawyers near you? Yes, great. There are professional people out there that have disposable income. So I don't want to hear any of this, like, it's not going to work in my market. You guys, Ben Shirk is one of the most incredible portrait artists, I think, in the world. He mainly does high school seniors, and often like sports high school seniors, these incredible composite images. Look him up, Ben Shirk, S-H-I-R-K. He's in a town in Iowa without a stoplight. His clients fly in from Chicago, New York. He has a multiple 6-figure business very easily just with photography out of his teeny tiny Iowa town with no stoplights. So I don't want to hear the excuse that, like, my town's too small. Okay, it can work anywhere. Maybe you need to, like, keep building your craft to this incredible level that Ben has to start attracting people from all over the world. So yeah, it's just starting out. You're not going to have people flying in from all over the world for your work. However, if you really want to follow that dream and you don't want to travel and you want to work out of your teeny tiny town, like, keep focusing on creating something amazing, and then the clients will come from anywhere. But generally, most of us live within an hour drive to a big enough market that has enough disposable income, a luxury car dealership or two, some hospitals, some lawyers, that we can find 30 to 40 clients a year. It's not that many clients. We don't need hundreds. We don't need thousands. So anyway, that was a big soapbox. I'll take a breath here. Calm down, Nicole. All right. So that 2 to 3,000 sales range. So this is where this particular student was that was feeling like it's not okay to be here. That like she had a similar price list to what I had for many years in my business, which was like a $1,000, $2,000, and $3,000 collection. Most of my clients did $2,000 or $3,000 in their collection. And then, you can kind of move that up if you want your averages to be $1,500, $2,500, $3,500. Like you can play around with those numbers all day long. But the moral of the story here is if you are having luck selling these collection type offerings or having a bonus schedule that, maybe caps your sale at $3,000, $4,000, $2,000, somewhere in that range, if your business plan involves that average sale and that helps you get more consistent revenue in your business because you're getting more clients, but not like so many clients like the low cost where you just can't keep up and you're exhausted and you're not getting paid enough to manage that. But like, you're getting more consistent clients at a price point that supports your business and supports your life and pays you a good salary. There's nothing wrong with that. Don't feel like your business is not worth, a $2,000 to $3,000 session average. That is the bread and butter of successful portrait businesses, period. Okay. Now, what if you're like, oh man, I'm having that, Nicole, but I'm feeling kind of like resentful that, I'm only getting paid $3,000 and my clients are getting all their images and, I'm feeling like I'm hitting the ceiling and I want to earn more in my business. Great. Now you're ready for phase 3, which is looking for that ultra high end, opening the door for these 5-figure sales. I don't think you need to start there. I never think you need to go from like, I just built a portfolio to like, now I am 100% going to go all in here. Because here's the thing. By moving through these different levels, we're starting off at that portfolio, small, all-inclusive, getting confident, shooting, creating, taking money, working with clients. Then we kind of move into that bread and butter stage, that 2 to 3K, like still high, it's still luxury. It's still a luxury experience that you're giving your clients. And for there, you're really able to start to go through your systems because you're having more volume than you would if you were going for that ultra luxe market. By having that more volume in those average $2,000 to $3,000 sales, you're able to nail down your systems, practice your client communications, practice giving incredible service to your clients, practice creating beautiful art, working out the kinks of what kinds of products you love and what vendors produce the best art for you, and all of these different things that then you're able to take your business and say, okay, now I'm ready to offer a super luxe experience. You could even have a super luxe experience next to your normal experience in your business. Maybe you're not ready to go like, both feet in the deep end into this high-end luxe, 10K goal portrait business. But maybe you have a luxe experience that's at that higher price point, that has higher end pieces, that you can start to dip toes there while still serving your bread and butter of that $2,000 to $3,000 sales. There are different ways to kind of work through this. And again, when you know you're ready is when you're confident that $2,000 to $3,000 average sale. You're feeling good there. You serve your clients well there. You're just blowing off their expectations. They just love their experience with you. They love their artwork with you. You are feeling good about your business and you're ready for more. Then it is time to potentially say, all right, how can I change this up? Those collections maybe go away. Now we're working more a la carte. Now we're really focused on like super high-end luxe wall art. Because here's the thing, if you're serving that ultra luxury $10,000 portrait client, there is no room for mediocre customer service. There is no room for mediocre products. All of those pieces need to be in line with the price you're charging so that the client is getting the proper value. Because when you're at that price point, those clients are used to higher end service. They know what bad service feels like and they don't want to pay for that. They want that high end service. They want to feel special. They want to get great, beautiful quality. They want to trust that you're going to give them that great quality. So then it's time. You can start looking at that. So anyway, holy cow. To recap, we have these 3 different levels, and the marketing and messaging for these 3 different levels is going to be different as well. So if you're marketing a 10K price list the same way that you're marketing a model call, the same messaging, there's a disconnect. That's not going to work. If you are giving your little all-inclusive getting started clients the service and products that are available to the 10K clients, again, you're not going to cover your costs, but B, there's going to be like a marketing disconnect. So each level of these pricing stages, you need to get more dialed into your marketing, your messaging. You need to get more dialed in to your target client. So in that ultra low cost, your target client could be fairly broad. It could be really anyone that has a dog that thinks of their dog as family, because still people that have a dog that maybe doesn't really come in the house, they're obviously not even going to pay a small amount for pictures of that dog because they don't value the relationship they have with that dog. So like a stage 1 low cost, your market is broad and you are attracting people with the value of, hey, here's some great pictures. Oh, that's a really great price point. Yeah, heck, let's do this. And again, what you're getting out of it at that stage of business is confidence in creating the art, building your portfolio, taking money. And then it's time to transition to that level 2. Well, your messaging is going to get dialed in a little bit more because you're going to be talking to people that really value the relationship with their dog. People that are taking the dog, places on the weekends. People that value photography. People that value artwork. And you're talking about creating that artwork in their home. No longer is it just about, hey, I create great photos. Here's the price. Oh, great, I'm in. Now it's, hey, we're going to have this experience. We're going to create this final product that's not about the photos. It's about this artwork in your home. And you need to adjust your messaging to that. And then same thing when you jump up to that level 3, to that, 5-figure sales goal. Your messaging needs to get dialed in even more. You need to explain why you're different than the $2,000 or $3,000 pet photographers. At that point, you don't even have to explain why you're different than the all-inclusive, like low price point, because the people that are looking in that 5-figure, like ultra luxe, aren't even considering the DIY. Here's a whole bunch of digital files. They want the service. So it's like McDonald's and Ruth's Chris. They're not even like someone that's looking at Ruth's Chris versus like the Palms. They're not even looking at McDonald's or like Golden Corral. They are looking at that high-end piece, and maybe they're comparing that ultra high-end to the average $2,000 or $3,000, like the bread and butter pet photographer, luxury pet photographer. So you need to make sure that your messaging is talking about the quality of your products, the quality of your experience, what makes you different than the bulk of the pet photographers out there that are serving that still luxury market at that $2,000 to $3,000 range. Holy cow. That's been a lot. I hope you found it helpful, though. I really want to drive the point home, though, that truly those $2,000 to $3,000 session averages are the bread and butter of having a profitable pet photography business. And it is totally fine to stay there your entire business forever and ever if you are happy with it. And how you know that you want more is maybe you're just starting to feel like, man, I feel like I'm capping my sales. Oh man, I feel like I could serve a higher market. It's your desire internally from you. Don't let it be your thoughts from external messaging, external things that you're seeing and hearing, and then making you feel like you're wrong for being here in this $2,000 to $3,000 range. So no matter where you are, even if you're just starting out and you're doing, a couple $100s for all-inclusive, that's okay. You're welcome here. Remember my disclaimer, though, that you're not going to want to stay there, because if you stay there, it is a fast one-way ticket to Burnoutville. And even a part-time business would be hard-pressed to remain profitable there. If you are a doing individual sessions. And it's not like if you were having $300 sessions and you were a high volume studio, okay, that's one thing. But if you're doing the like, hey, we're going to go shoot at a park for an hour and a half, and like that full kind of session, more on location session options, then you are definitely going to want to get to that $2,000 to $3,000 average sales, still luxury experience range. If you have any questions about any of this stuff, man, I would love to know how this landed for you. Like, were there any takeaways here? Please let me know on Instagram. It's Nicole Begley Official, NicoleBegley Official is my Instagram. Drop me a DM. I would just love to know what you took away from this. I would love to know what stage you're at in your business. And of course, I would love to help you. Just jump over to www.hairofthedogacademy.com for all of our free resources and join the Academy if you still would like even more help for getting your pricing dialed in, because helping pet photographers get to those consistent $2,000 to $3,000 sales averages is my jam, and that is what we do inside Hair of the Dog Academy. All right, hope you guys enjoyed this. I will see you next week.